point loss to Auburn, a tie with Memphis State. Coach Bobby Bowden's 9th season, 72, 28-1, and he is Florida State's all-time winning coach. And the reason we said this is a $1 million football game, the winner of this game between Florida State and South Carolina figures to have a very good chance to play in one of the New Year's Day games. Otherwise, they may have to go someplace else. The pandemonium as the hometown folks welcome their team, the Gamecocks of South Carolina. Is 8-0. They have a win over Georgia. Marvelous comeback victories on the road at Notre Dame and North Carolina State. This university has never won 9 games in a football season, and South Carolina started playing the game back in 1892. Joe Morrison in his second year as the coach with a record of 13-6. They're ranked 5th in the nation and one of 3 now undefeated, untied teams in Division 1A. Hello again, everybody. I'm Keith Jackson, along with Frank.
The opening kickoff of this ball game, and let me update you very quickly with 2 very important notes. Running back for Florida State, the All-American, Greg Allen. He drew all the attention of the coaches in pregame warm-ups. Bobby Bowden wanted to see if, in fact, he could play. He must have impressed him because he won't even play. He will start this ball game, and he will alternate throughout with Roosevelt Snipes. Another bit, Eric Thomas will not start at quarterback for Florida State. Instead, it will be junior walk-on Kirk Coker. He played last week in relief when Thomas went out with a hip pointer. He led the team to 3 second-half touchdowns, threw for 203 yards. They want to see how he can play, Keith.
All right, Tim Brent, thanks very much. And we're ready for the kickoff. South Carolina in the Garnet uniforms. They'll appear red to you. Scott Hegler will kick it off. 3 deep people for Florida State in the white shirts. It's a sailing, hooking kick that is taken 1 yard deep in the end zone by Roosevelt Snipes, who finds a big hole on the sidelines. He had 1 man to beat for the touchdown, and that 1 man got him. It was Scott Hegler, the place kicker, who saved the TD. Watch this hole open up for the return.
This is the way you return a kickoff. You see the hole, you turn it on, 45 yards, he gets it back and caught the ball on the goal line. Hegler, the kicker, makes a great play to prevent a touchdown.
And Florida State starts just short of the 45-yard line on their side of the field. We're at the home of the Gamecocks in Columbia, South Carolina, and Florida State turns around and goes to work with Coker at quarterback. And he is caught behind the line of scrimmage, brought down by Frank Wright, a defensive tackle who had looped in and nailed him. Kurt Coker starts at quarterback, a junior, 6'1", 180. Cletus Jones, 6 feet, 220 at fullback. Greg Allen, 6-footer, 200, is the I-back, tailback, and everything else. Hassan Jones, a split end, 6'1", and Jesse Hester, the speedster, is a 170-pounder at 6 feet tall. So the loss is back to the 41, where it is 2nd down and 14. Coker turns and hands inside, and Cletus Jones, the fullback, gets up across the 45, just near the 46. Pat Carter is a true freshman tight end, 6'4", 230. Ionata, a tackle, 270 pounds. Big guy, John. Jamie Duke, 6'1", 270 at guard. The center is Parrish Barwick, 6 feet, 270. The other guard is Dan Morris, 6'1", 245. Strong tackle is Jimbo Thompson, 6'7", 230. It is 3rd down and 9 from the 46 for the Seminoles. They're 47% on the year on 3rd down conversions, and Coker back. Hands it off to Greg Allen. Allen playing with a sore leg. Loses his footing at the 47, and the Gamecocks have held, and they will force the Florida State Seminoles into a punt in their first offensive possession. There, your defensive alignment for South Carolina. So Lewis Berry will come into the ball game as the punter for Florida State. Just takes 1 step. He's averaging 43.5 yards per punt. Jerry Dunlap is deep for the Gamecocks, standing back inside his 15. The kick is away. It's a high-hanging, good kick for Dunlap at the 11. Wiggles away on the sidelines and hits the chalk up around the 22. So there, South Carolina will go to work. 1st down, and look at these scores. Texas losing today to Houston, 29-15. That will throw that Cotton Bowl situation down there into turmoil. And one of the greatest comebacks of all time in college football or any football. Miami led 31-0 at halftime. Maryland comes back to beat Miami 42-40. So Tim Brandt, that ought to get you about 4 feet off the footing, as he has all season. Comes down the line on the option, gives the ball to Thomas Kendi, and he's decked right along the line of scrimmage. The offensive front for South Carolina, Chris Corley is the tight end, 6'3", 250. At tackle, Bill Barnhill, 6'4", 255. Del Wilkes, a guard, at 6'3", 265. Tom Garner, a center, is 245 pounds. The other guard is Jim Walsh, 6'2", 265. Carl Wumble, 6'4", 260, the other tackle. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 Georgia boys on the offensive front for South Carolina. Second down and 10. Mitchell is back to throw. His pass is away to the sidelines, and it is thrown behind Ira Hillary, number 1. The defensive unit for Florida State. And Bobby Bowden would suggest to you it may be a little better than some recent scores would indicate, because some of these people have been hurt, and particularly in the ball game, he said, at Auburn, where they had to move people around into strange positions. And then last week in that 96-pointer they had out in Tempe, Arizona, you wouldn't have thought anybody was playing defense. But Bobby still thinks it's a pretty good defensive football team.
Keith, he told me yesterday that his team has been hot and cold on defense, and he's hoping for a hot hand today.
Back goes Mitchell on third down. Pressure's on. Get a hold of him. Gets his pass off up the middle. The pass is off the hands of Eric Poole. So Ellen Mitchell, even with the Florida State defender hanging on to him, is able to get the pass away, and Poole almost hauled it in.
When you, in this part of the field, you want to throw the ball short. Give your quarterback a chance to throw the ball in front of the linebackers. Mitchell was just off target, as Poole was open and would have made close to the first down.
Well, I thought Poole should have caught it, but he was looking at that white shirt coming at him 60 miles an hour.
At 180 degrees, which is the major force of the collision.
Tom O'Connor is the punter for South Carolina, averaging 41.2 per kick this season. Low snap, gets it out. It's a tail dragger, now gets up into the wind a little bit, but it hangs up there long enough, forcing number 24, Darren Holloman, to call a fair catch for Florida State Rice Stadium. 74,500, the ultimate capacity. I think there's more than that here. Roosevelt Snipes is in the backfield for Florida State, along with Cletus Jones. And South Carolina jumps all over Cletus Jones as he pops in there for about 1.5 yards to 2.
Here, the offensive comparisons, you can see that both teams are equally effective with the run, the pass, and when you're able to do this, look at the scoring. NCAA lead by FSU 38-6. South Carolina not far behind, 34-6.
Second down and 8 for the Seminoles. They're working right now out of the eye. But they do things out of the eye. Here's the pitch back. They're turning into an option play out of the eye. And Roosevelt Snipes, the 175-pounder, runs across the 40 and close to the 43. They're about 3 to 4 yards short of their first down.
Here are the defensive comparisons. You can see that the opponents are scoring a lot of points also. Neither defense is rated to have exceptional talent. I was interested in the South Carolina defensive points of interest. They say we're going to run together, we're going to play hard together, and we're going to out-second effort our opponents. And they tell their team, don't watch the clock, don't look at the scoreboard, and just play hard and let the chips fall where they may, and that is their
Well, Otis Morris just left the ball game, Frank. Number 28, the right cornerback, hurt on the play. So they've lost a cornerback already, and Hinton Taylor comes in replacing him. Third down and 4, Florida State. It goes to Snipes, and he dives, and he's close. They may need the change for this, and it was the third or the fourth effort that got him there.
We look and see about the measurement.
They're bringing him in here.
Yeah. The 3 linebackers have made 310 tackles combined, with Seawright, maybe an All-American, the outside linebacker, with 108 tackles, and the middle linebacker, Vogel, has 111, and Hill, the weak side linebacker, 90. That shows you the strength of the defense, something that Florida State's going to have to handle.
Bobby Bowden, the Seminole head coach there. It's a guy you could spend weeks with. He's a fun man to be around. It's first down for the Seminoles. The ball is on the 47. They play on grass here in South Carolina. Here's the pitch coming outside to Snipes, and Snipes with a big cut and great speed. And he's out of bounds inside the 20 at the 15. Bryant Gilliard shoved him out of bounds.
The safety man missed the tackle at the line of scrimmage, something we said earlier. At the bottom of the screen, you're going to see this is the freeze option. We'll talk about that later. Faking the fullback, and Thomas pitches the ball out, and you can see 2 or 3 missed tackles there.
That was a pretty good move by Mr. Snipes to get in that crack, though.
Oh, he turned it on, Keith. When he saw a little daylight, he just accelerated through it. 38-yard gain.
And the 15-yard line, first down for Florida State. So the Seminoles are the first to threaten. It goes to Snipes again. Big hole right side. And he's inside the 10 to the 9. Bryant Gilliard again brought him down. Free safety, a senior from Hinesville, Georgia.
Gilliard, the safety, is the 3rd leading tackler for South Carolina. The free safety is programmed to tackle on wide plays. We haven't discovered any way to block the free safety, and you can see he comes over untouched and saves what would have been a touchdown with a fine tackle.
He was the last hope.
The last red shirt.
Just outside the 8 of South Carolina. And second down for the Seminoles, and they go inside with a carry. And there isn't much there. Maybe a yard for Cletus Jones.
Cletus Jones is a story in himself. The fullback, he doesn't carry the ball that much, but he has over a 5-yard average. He's big, number 42, 220 pounds, good speed. You start worrying about Allen outside, and Jones will hurt you in the middle.
It is third down and 3 for Florida State at the South Carolina 7. Coker's pass looped to the corner. Touchdown, Jesse Hester. A penalty flag waiting at the line of scrimmage. Against Florida State. Touchdown wiped out.
Let's see the isolation on Hester. See the maneuver that he makes. You can see 24. Philpott is a substitute. He's in for Morris, and they go right to him with their great receiver, Hester. Good inside fake. Hard to cover, man for man, and a perfect throw by Coker, but to no avail.
Paul Schmidt is the referee. Bob Welch, umpire. Dick Taylor, linesman. Bob McGrath, line judge. Bob Bernard, field judge. Bill Lance, the back judge. And here's Florida State now looking at 3rd and 13 as the ball comes back out to the 17. They're going to run the reverse, carrying the ball. Hassan Jones, he can also throw it, and does. And it's caught for the quarterback, Coker. I told you these guys have everything in the world in the playbook. As the ball comes to Snipes, to Jones, and then the quarterback downfield hauls it in.
Jones had already completed 1 pass this season, 43-yard touchdown. Here was a beautiful execution of the reverse tackles all over the field.
You had 29 last week. It's first down and goal to go for the Seminoles. The ball down on the 3 of South Carolina. This is Snipes looking for a hole. Goes for the corner. Touchdown. And no flag.
Hampton, the tight end, or the motion man, was coming across. The quarterback was out of the play. No support.
Schmidt's kick is good. With 8 minutes and 38 in college football. That play by Snipes for the touchdown was his 5th in that possession, totaling 57 yards, as Florida State went 64 total in 8 plays. Raynard Brown and Kevin White are deep for Barry Barco's kickoff. Low driving, spinning kick way back in the end zone, and his teammate says to Raynard Brown, no, don't do that. Yesterday,
real big plays coming off the bench.
And Mitchell is in there for his 2nd series. First down, South Carolina from the 20. Mitchell stands up, a little pop to the sidelines to Hillary, and Hillary is hit at the 25. He picked up 5 yards as the strong safety, Billy Allen, picked him off.
When you try to...
Now Tim Brandt.
Keith, they just finished working on Seawright. It is his left knee. They don't think it is that bad. They think it is a sprain. He possibly could be back in the ballgame. Now, Otis Morris, sprained knee. They think he'll be back, but they have ice on it right now. Eric Poole, the wide receiver for South Carolina, he went in for x-rays. He may not be back. He has a bad thumb.
Thank you, Tim. Quarterback Mitchell keeps the ball and surges across the 30 for the first down. Good second effort run by Alan Mitchell, a junior from Batesburg, South Carolina.
When you try to defense the veer option that South Carolina runs, you try to force them into a passing game. Stop the running. That's Florida State's strategy. According to Bobby Bowden, we're going to get people up there and try to stop their running and force them into a passing game.
I'll tell you one thing, that being 7 points behind doesn't scare either one of these teams.
No, sir. And the reason they can score many, many points during the 60 minutes.
It is first down from the 31, and the ball goes inside to Quentin Lewis. And Quentin Lewis, a senior out of Midway, Georgia, hauls his 200 pounds into Brian Williams, but he's got a big gain out of it all the way near the 43.
The triple option is a read. You can see Mitchell read the ball right there. The tackle goes to the outside. The nose man misses the play, and Lewis makes the first down. The key man is the nose man for Florida State to see if he can tackle on the dive play. Stroud could not. Big gain resulting.
And on first down, here's the option again. Pitch back to Thomas Dendy, and Dendy spins into the open, and he's on his way. It's a 5-ball game if they can get the extra.
Keith, the key block was made by Chris Corley, the tight end. He has to block the fourth, the cornerback coming up. He made a tremendous block that allowed Dendy to go into the secondary and turn it on for the touchdown.
Bill Bradshaw, the flanker, picked off the right corner, Eric Williams, too, which helped him some.
Excellent downfield blocking. The wide receivers, the tight end, all have to be blockers in the option offense for both teams. They cannot just be pass receivers. They have to be blockers.
The longest run of the year for Dendy. He scored the touchdown in that comeback victory over NC State last week. Scott Hagler's in for the extra point, and it's tied.
The screen, watch Corley, the tight end, coming to the bottom of the screen. He makes the key block on the cornerback, Allen, and then, as we talked about earlier, missed tackle. Most long runs result in a missed tackle. Sometimes the ball carrier has the advantage. Then they made the safety man right there, 43. His feet slip out from under him. He really had no chance. A good block by the off tackle. I couldn't see his number, making the easy run for Dendy after he broke into the secondary. Good blocking, good execution, outstanding. South Carolina coaches told me hope they could hold the score down. I said, what do you mean? He said, we hope it don't get into the 40s. I couldn't believe it.
Here's the kickoff by Hagler. It'll bounce in front of the receiver. It is picked up by Darren Holloman for Florida State. And Holloman finds a bit of a hole, gets over the 20, and then is drilled back. Boy, he got planted by Jerry Dunlop, number 29.
Now let's look at the blocking. Why are long runs made? Hillary, number 1, slows the cornerback down, and then look at the top of your screen, 57, Womble. The weak side tackle is going to come across. Number 50, a little bit further, maybe we can see it. Didn't quite catch it. But hustled by the left tackle on a play run to the right was the key block for the touchdown.
And from the 22, first down, Florida State now. They go double wide, bottom of the picture. Give the ball off to Snipes. And Snipes cuts it over the 25 to the 26. He is quick. 7-7 here. Let's check in on other scores with
the Ian Adams to go all the way for the big play. This is what we said earlier. The receivers right there has to watch him block the safety, strong safety right there, 31. That allows the tight end to go into the secondary for the big play. Receivers block in this offense.
First down at the 41 of South Carolina. This is Snipes again. Slips and loses the grip with his outside foot, which he was trying to plant for the cutback. And he gets out of it about 5 yards as he nears the 36. USC out to a 3-0 lead over Washington. That's the Rose Bowl game out west today. Nebraska having it easy. Kurt Coker at quarterback. And of course, there's the story out of the Southeastern Conference today. 27-0. Florida rolling over Georgia.
Kurt Coker was a walk-on, Keith. His father was a high school coach. He has that savvy, according to Coach Bowden.
Second down and 5. Turns around, going to set up to throw it. Has nobody to throw to. Now he's got the scramble. He's got 24 available. Drills it to him, and the catch is made. Darren Holloman, a redshirt freshman, coming back to the football.
As we look at some other scores, but continuing about Coker, who was a walk-on quarterback, starting his first game, coming in relief last week against Arizona State. According to the coaches, he's a winner. He was raised in a coach's family. He knows football, has the knowledge, and has got the guts of a gambler.
It's first down, Florida State at the South Carolina 26 on that catch by Holloman. Deep drop by Coker. He's had Hester wide open, but Hester loses his footing and falls down. They're playing on grass. The field is very firm here and very fast.
As we look at the grass, Keith, this field was an artificial surface for 13 years. They took the artificial surface out last year, had it grown this grass in 1 year. Yesterday it looked very good, but we once again see the short cleat, the half-inch cleat, not being able to hold up give traction on the grass.
So it's second down and 10. There's Joe Morrison, 14 years, a fullback for the New York Giants, went to school at the University of Cincinnati. More as he got things humming here in Columbia, South Carolina. Coker back again. This time rolls it out a little bit, gets pressure. They got it. Good defensive charge by South Carolina as the Gamecocks come blowing in and drop Coker back on the 33. Glenn Woodley with the first man. Tony Guyton was the second man.
The Florida State passing attack requires a lot of time. Play action passes off of the option or off of the draw play allows the defense to really get in there. And that was a perfect example of the receivers being covered and the linemen tackling for the loss.
They call the defensive unit the Fire Ants. And it's third down and about 20. Whistle stop him as John Ionata looked to be the man who moved along the line of scrimmage.
There's a dead ball, illegal procedure on Florida State.
17-10. And LSU having a hard time with the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Kentucky winning in the SEC. It is third down. The football is back at the 38. And they've got to go to the 16. So they need 23 yards roughly. Outside on the option to Snipes. One man to block in front of him. His speed is so great that it oftentimes will take two to get him. And it did that time. But he is well short of the first down as the Gamecocks get him at the 23.
Why would a team run on 3rd and 20? The option play is a pretty darn good play. When the opposing team plays some man-for-man defense, you can make a big play. Snipes came close to what he gained, 15, 7, I guess about 15 yards, didn't he?
Yeah.
Got him in field goal range.
40-yard field goal try coming now from Derek Schmidt, who is 6 out of 8 between the 40 and 50. He has not missed inside the 40. The holder is Kurt Coker, the quarterback. The kick is away. He's hooked it, and it's outside left.
Carolina, behind me, they are taping the left knee of Jamie Seawright, the outstanding linebacker for the Gamecocks. They are going to reevaluate his knee, but right now it does not look like he will be back. The same with the cornerback for the Cocks, that being Otis Morris. Both now out for the ball game, Keith.
Thank you, Tim. From the 22-yard line, South Carolina comes in now with Raynard Brown in the backfield. The quarterback remains Alan Mitchell. Mitchell turns upfield. He gets a yard.
Last drive for a touchdown, we saw South Carolina run the option play 3 times, and the handoff, the quarterback keep, and the pitch went 80 yards. Don't see any upsets there, do we, Keith?
Well, Iowa's getting
whooped
right now.
That's a big one. Both teams, Arkansas and Baylor. SMU's come back.
Second down, 9. Mitchell back, looks, wants to throw deep, can't find anybody. Now got to scramble. He's got some help on that side of the field. Now his pass is away, and the pass is caught by Quentin Lewis out of the backfield. And Lewis is up across the 45 and down at the 46. Martin Mayhew and Eric Williams finally get him down.
Never underestimate the value of a running quarterback. Someone who has speed, sufficiently foot speed to make people miss him. Mitchell has nowhere to go with the football. 3 men rushing, but he has that quickness, the awareness. He moves over, the instinct, and finds Lewis, the back, coming out of the backfield for the big, big first down.
Lewis, of course, in there. He's played a lot this year, but he's in as a starter today because of Kent Haygood breaking his leg, who had been the starter. This is a surge ahead by Raynard Brown, a 185-pound sophomore from Greensboro, North Carolina, and he's up near midfield with it. Those are Ivy scores coming in now. 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. A 7-7 ball game here at Williams-Brice Stadium in Columbia, South Carolina.
Both offenses seem to have the advantage over both teams' defenses at this point, as we had suspected.
Second down, long 6. Pressure's on. Mitchell gets away from it, gets the pass deep downfield, and it is caught. Chris Corley, the tight end. And he's way down yonder at the 13.
Corley's going to make a great effort to catch the ball and put his foot down to make it a legal reception. You're going to see him go up. Sensational play to catch this ball and come down inbounds. Watch him go up. Now he's going to put that left foot down right there. That makes it a legal reception.
Yeah, but here's why it worked, Frank. McCrary, the free safety, is 5'11", 170. Corley is 6'3", 250. That's a mismatch. This is Lewis. And he's down at the 5.
South Carolina has a very diversified offense. When they don't want to run the option play, they turn and pitch it to their outstanding backs. And I believe it was Dendy that made the good block. It was on the cornerback that let Lewis, who is substituting for their leading ball carrier, Haygood, make the yardage.
It looked like Florida State was going to go ahead with its second touchdown, and a penalty killed them. Now South Carolina has come surging right back. And it's second down, 2 from the 5. Mitchell wants to throw it. They get him back at the 10.
Well, that was a mistake. The pass on the short yardage is good, but not get thrown for a loss. The quarterback should have released the ball and had it out of bounds so that they would have third and short again on the waist down. Never get sacked for the loss.
So this now will bring up third down. Ball back outside the 10, just barely. And they've got to go just inside the 4 for the first down. So it's a better part of 7 yards on third down.
Frank Sadler, the offensive coordinator for South Carolina, has a tremendous reputation among coaches as a great offensive coordinator.
Lob down to the goal line for the tight end, Chris Corley. And this time, Brian McCrary makes the play. He wouldn't let that big hope get in front of him.
I believe if Corley would have come back to the ball, a little jump pass, something that is very difficult, right over to the tight end. Let's see if Corley could come back to the ball. He doesn't. He keeps going towards the goal line and gave McCrary a chance to come in front and knock it down. This is used to drive defensive coaches crazy trying to stop this play from the field.
Hegler for the field goal try. Hits it high and good. And 16 seconds to play in the first quarter. Scott Hegler has kicked the field goal of 27 yards to give to South 4. I ask you how his health is.
I'm scared to go to the doctor. I won't check. I will not check it. Yeah, half of my health. My offensive health is excellent. My defensive health is not doing so good.
And he may have the same problem today. South Carolina ahead 10-7. There's a knuckleball kickoff, bouncing on the ground, rolling around, finally picked up by Roosevelt Snipes. And Snipes wiggling around in traffic. You've got to respect him because he is so quick and fast. Quick to get started and fast once he's gone. 11 seconds to go first quarter now as Florida State will go to work at the 26. Greg Allen is back into the ball game for Florida State. He carries a sore knee from the Arizona State win last week.
In a game in which he averaged over 10 yards, a first down per rushing attempt. 223 yards on 21 attempts.
He is really an outstanding running back. So the Seminoles, trailing by 3 now, will go to work. Coker's pass quickly to Hester, and Hester across the 30 to the 33. And he's picked up the better part of 7 yards on that play. Hinton Taylor makes the tackle. So after 15 minutes in South Carolina, we've got a 10-7 Gamecock lead. reflect the basic nature of these two teams.
Very impressive, as even as you can be. And the reason they're successful, balance between running and passing on both teams, total yards just virtually even.
Second down and about 4. This is Greg Allen. No place to go. No chance. Back on the 25. Now you're going to get a penalty flag. I don't know whether it was the retaliator or whether somebody got there a little late.
Well, there's only one white shirt there, number 86, Scott.
The dead ball, personal foul in South Carolina.
Somebody got there late. Looked to me like it was Tommy Chaikin that might have arrived a little late.
Florida, South Carolina is so fired up. They have Allen, the great runner, for a loss. 2 fine defensive plays. Brooks, number 23, the strong safety, back there like he should be. Now the other teammates come in, and there goes the piling on right there.
It's 99.
99. Danny Miller, the linebacker, taking the place of Seawright, the injured Seawright.
So the penalty gives Florida State a first down at the 40. Kurt Coker running the offense today. Allen, a 200-pounder, and he slashes for 5 up to the 45. Well, next week we've got 2 games for you. Check your local listings. We've got the traditional out of the Big 8. It'll be played at Lincoln, Nebraska this year between the Cornhuskers and Oklahoma, and Texas and TCU. The Longhorns defeated today. TCU was struggling today and still are against Texas Tech. Cheetah Houston beat Texas. Nebraska and Oklahoma both winning. Second down and 5. A little flip over the top. It goes to the tight end, Pat Carter, and Carter gets a first down if it holds. There's a penalty flag thrown along by one of the linesmen near the line of scrimmage.
One of the toughest passes in football, as they discuss the penalty, is hitting your tight end after you fake to the running back. The reason is the linebackers, Keith, have to come up and stop the running back. And then when you raise up and hit that tight end, and that Adams is a freshman, 6'3", they
Carter.
say, holding on to the tight end is what it was.
Pat Carter.
Pat Carter, just a true freshman. What a talent he is.
Face off the penalty here, and we face off our way to Jim Lampley in New York. A roaring crowd of Williams-Brice Stadium as Florida State on first down at the 45. Go into the middle, and the Fire Ants jump all over Cletus Jones.
Keith, there's the Gamecock. And they are fired up in this state, and Joe Morrison it's no fluke. He is just an outstanding coach. He knows how to win. 14 years in NFL, he looks the part, kind of reminds me of Bear Bryant. I think he's that dominant factor, having played pro football and successful coach. Great future for him.
Second down and 8. Coker keeping it, caught from behind. Brought down by Carl Hill, the weak side linebacker, number 85.
One of the things that hurts the option is the weak side blitz, and Hill, the outside linebacker, number 85, has 4.6 speed. Coker's trying to lay fake up the fullback. He cannot get outside. Those big arms pull him down from behind. That is how to play the weak side linebacker on the option play.
Third down and 11 after the loss. Coker's pass down the middle to Carter, the tight end, and he's short of the first down. Brought down at the South Carolina 42 by Fitzgerald Davis. Bobby now starting to pace the sidelines and ask some questions here about how come we're not scoring more.
Well, South Carolina defense, gang tackling, pursuit, that's the name of the game on defense, and they run and
they're going after him, Frank. They got 10 people up there.
It's a good place to trial block right here.
Lewis Berry, he gets it out, and they're going to force a fair catch inside the 20, and they do, at around the 17-yard line. Jerry Dunlap handles it all right with 11 minutes and 48 seconds to play in the first half. Carolina leads by 3, and they have the ball. And Seawright's on his way to the dock. And the Gamecocks had won their first 5. They went on the road for the first time. A tough trip to Notre Dame. They won there. I talked to Joe Morrison about it.
It was, being on the road, going into a place like Notre Dame that has such rich history and tradition in football, and that was our first road trip of the year, and we were down up there, and but there was really no sense of losing the football game on the sidelines. Everyone thought that we were going to win it. It was just a matter of when.
They came back to win 36-32. Raynard Brown and Anthony Smith now in the backfield for South Carolina, and Mitchell, Alan Mitchell, no place to go this time, is caught and brought down behind the line of scrimmage by Isaac Williams, a junior from Sanford, Florida.
The strength of the Florida State defense is in their linebackers, and Isaac Williams, the best defensive lineman, big and strong and likes to penetrate, tries to penetrate, and he did on the last play.
2nd down, 11. On first down plays, trying to run the ball so far today against Florida State. The Gamecocks have run for 80 yards on first down, but zip on 2nd and 3rd. They've had to go to the pass. This time they stay with a run on 2nd down, and they're going to lose another yard on it. Raynard Brown carrying it.
Florida State anticipated the run on this part of the field, which is you would expect, and they got everybody up on the line of scrimmage and stopped 2 running plays.
Gamecocks go double wide, bottom of the picture now. And it is 75,000 plus, which is the largest home crowd ever for the South Carolina Gamecocks. 3rd down and 12 as Alan Mitchell sets up to throw it. They run him out of the pocket. Gets it off on a little dump play, and it is incomplete. It stayed on the hands of Raynard Brown for quite some time, but he couldn't hold on, and there's a penalty flag thrown back around where the quarterback was knocked down. Was he over the line of scrimmage?
Had an illegal pass. Past the line when he threw the ball.
Yep, I thought he might have been. He was close to it. So he had 3rd down and 12, and he had just stepped over the line of scrimmage when he released the pass. And so you lose it down with that, and in comes the punter for South Carolina, Tom O'Connor.
You lose 5 yards in the down, so they take the penalty. It'll be 4th down regardless. Just 5 yards further back.
There's some history on this Florida State special teams. Blocked 8 punts and 1 place kick.
Joe Weasel is a designated kick blocker. I think he has blocked 4 punts and 1 field goal this season. Remarkable.
O'Connor in the end zone, figures to hit it around the goal line. There are 10 Seminoles up there. What are they going to do? Take the 25 an hour to get it off just before the clock ran out. Oh, a dandy kick by O'Connor. Runs Holloman all the way back to his 33. He kicked that thing 67 yards. And a penalty flag is thrown at the corner of the tackle. Probably a face mask called, Frank, on Steve Gabbard.
Either face mask or piling on. I couldn't tell. Good call, Keith.
It goes in the books as a 57-yard punt, but he kicked the ball, a 50-yard punt. He kicked the ball at the goal line.
With a 5-yard face mask.
And Holloman retreated all the way back to his 33 before he could find a little room to work.
5-yard penalty on the face mask when it's not turning, and we'll be right back after this.
The Florida State Seminoles, after the penalty of 5 yards, move up to their own 49 for a first down. South Carolina leading by 3, 10-7. Herc Coker at quarterback. Roosevelt Snipes is the tailback or I-back. All kept by Coker. And a little head button at midfield, and there the play stops. Paul Vogel, the middle linebacker, put his helmet right on the helmet of the Florida State quarterback. And Vogel's going to win that match.
Vogel is the middle linebacker. He keys the quarterback. He's the leading tackler on the scheme of defense that South Carolina uses. He must be the leading ball carrier if they're going to have success. He has 111 steps. Leading tackler. Excuse me.
2nd down and 9. South Carolina linebackers well off now, and they're dropping in short zones. There's a little flip out to Darren Holloman, and Holloman is caught short of midfield at the 49. Again, let's check in with Jim. Looking for Lake with stumps just under the water.
He's done a great job at TCU. He had a tremendous career at Southwest Texas. He's won wherever he's been. And my premise on coaches is they win.
That's
good
Willie
coaches win
McEntee,
everywhere.
defensive end, coming off the field. He is the third key South Carolina defender hurt in this ball game. The third one. 3rd down and 10 for Florida State. Coker deep. Shoots it down the middle. Pass is incomplete through the hands of Hassan Jones and falls away incomplete.
Florida State took possession at midfield and good chance to move the ball and get in scoring range, but the South Carolina defense came and rose to the occasion. Right here, the ball's behind Jones. He doesn't concentrate on it. He did have the eye contact as he turned to the inside to make the reception. It goes incomplete.
Lewis Berry for the punt. 44 and 25 on his 2 earlier kicks. There's a knuckleball coming downfield, but it takes a Seminole roll and will roll dead at the 14-yard line of South Carolina. With 8 minutes and 55 seconds to play in the first half, a 36-yard punt. Oh, have we got a dandy for you next Monday night on ABC's NFL Monday Night Football. The Los Angeles Raiders, who have been slapped around some lately, and the Seattle Seahawks, who have been rolling right along in hot pursuit of the Denver Broncos out in that AFC Western Division. Well, that will be a good one. Next Monday night at 9 Eastern Time, 6 out on the West Coast. Mike Hold now is in at quarterback for South Carolina. Hold, a 195-pound junior from Tempe, Arizona. And his greeting is rather pronounced by the Seminoles as they swarm all over Quentin Lewis. Mike Hold is the young man who has led South Carolina to the comeback victories. He came into the Notre Dame game, was in the game against North Carolina State. But Joe Morrison had this basic country comment when somebody asked him, explain the why do you go to the 2-quarterback system, as we did earlier, and why don't you change and give him one guy? And he said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And so far, it's been rolling right along as Hold steps up quickly. Now he's got to run for his life. And that pass will be incomplete, intended for number 41, tight end Danny Smith, and here's Tim Brent.
Keith, you mentioned the problems that South Carolina is having defensively. Willie McEntee, they just brought him off. They wheeled him away in a wheelchair very quickly. He has a very serious hip pointer. They don't think he'll be back. He can't walk. They're very concerned about him. So that means Seawright is out there, active linebacker. Otis Morris is out there, cornerback. A lot of pressure on him today with the option. And now Willie McEntee.
Well, that's tough, Frank. You lose 3 defensive players like that.
South Carolina is not too deep on defense. Mike Hold is a punter, Keith, and you can see how he lines up into a shotgun and then comes up. Wouldn't be surprised if they clipped him.
31, Thomas Dindy carries the ball on a quick pop over the right side. Doesn't get a whole lot out of it. And that will bring up 4th down and the punt by South Carolina.
Hold is a better passer than Mitchell, the starting quarterback. Both quarterbacks have played effective football, and Joe Morrison said, don't change. I'm superstitious.
High kick. Beautiful kick by O'Connor. Wynn got it and runs Holloman all the way back on the fair catch to his 25. Boy, has O'Connor turned in a couple of dandies. 50, and this one went 54 yards with 7:43 to go in the first half. Morrison yesterday about his double quarterback system. He had this comment about Mike.
Well, he has excellent ability, and I think by the same token, by the time he gets in the ball game, our coaches in the booth and on the sideline have had time to get the defenses, especially on first down, second down, the percentages. So he has a little bit of an edge when he goes in the ball game, but he has a great knack of making something happen, and so far it's all been good.
And Florida State with the ball now as they come up. Roosevelt Snipes has 81 of the 82 yards on the ground by Florida State. Coker's pass to the sidelines for Hester, and he stone fingers it out of bounds. He took his eyes off the ball and just flat dropped it.
South Carolina has a ritual that they do on every play. The defense runs all the way to the ball. Every man on the defense runs to the ball. As we look at the career of Jesse Hester, you can see what an effective receiver he is.
he can do so many things, right?
Oh.
Roll the ball, run that reverse.
He ran the reverse for, 100-something yards against Miami, 102 yards to be exact.
He's dropped 2 passes today, though. So it's an element of concentration that's missing from Jess's game, but I expect he'll find it. This is Coker running in traffic. One of the things about the way Florida State runs that veer and the option is the quarterback is right in the middle of the melee. He's right on the line of scrimmage.
And that's a good point, Keith, because if Polk had had a little more time, Jones was wide open for a touchdown. As we look at the top 10 and what they did today, we see what? 1 losing and 3 have lost. 3 have lost and 2 are losing. And 1 plays later. Boy, this has been some day in college football.
3rd down and 5 for Florida State.
Here's the blitz. First time.
Coker puts it up for Hester. Jesse's got it. You knew it wouldn't last. He's out of bounds inside the 35 down near the 33. Trying to defend is Chris Major, and it's no rap on Chris because Hester is a burner.
You can see that the ball was thrown, as Keith mentioned earlier, right the line of scrimmage. All the quarterback Coker wanted to do was lay it up over the defensive back and let Hester run under it. Let's see the timing. Major is the best defender, but Hester, you saw his little burst. He went right by Major. Now the ball is come right over the top like the center fielder catching a long fly for the reception.
And it's 1st down Florida State, South Carolina 33. This is Snipes to the 30 in a penalty flag. And it came out of the umpire's pocket. Most oftentimes that's going to get you dinged for holding.
The Florida State passing game has been successful on the play action at the line of scrimmage, Keith. As you mentioned, the passes where Coker drops back and throws play action have not been open and not successful. Coker is 6 out of 9 for 90 yards. Vogel is the middle linebacker. Linebackers that play that middle role, they're the leaders. They're the key. All they do is read the play and go to it, play off blocks. Fine play by Vogel. The leading tackler pulls Snipes down for a short gain.
Somebody had him by the coattail, though, and that's where your holding came from. 6 minutes and 45 seconds to play in the first half. South Carolina leading 10-7. 1st down and 20. Ball back on the Carolina 43. Coker's pass to the sidelines. That one is drilled into Herb Gaynor, and Herb pulls it down. He's a red shirt and split in. Short of the 1st down, however. Again, here's Jim. Very severely bad bruise on the knee area. And he's hobbled, but he's in there. He's a gamer. Here comes Coker. Outside it goes, and bang, down goes Snipes as number 13, Chris Major, the left cornerback, was stepping up to make the play. Good hit by Major.
The option play has to be stopped by the cornerbacks and the safety. The front 7 just cannot do it. Major just goes right through the blocker. You can see that Panton missed the block. Major makes a great play to pull Snipes down, just like it should be played from the defensive side.
From the 34-yard line of South Carolina, it is 3rd down 11. Gamecocks expecting pass as the linebackers drop to the short zone, but the whistle stops it, and the laundry comes fluttering off the line. Looks like a Florida State mistake.
It seemed like the offensive guard moved before the snap count. Dead ball foul.
This is twice now. Florida State's been down on the South Carolina side and made a mistake and hurt
Illegal
themselves.
procedure against Florida State. 3rd down.
Keith, this quarter has been played in South Carolina territory, but Florida State has not been able to get anything on the scoreboard. South Carolina cannot make a 1st down to gain some better field position.
Well, you've known Bobby Bowden a long time. Is this time for the gadget play?
Yeah, probably the pass of Jones throwing it.
He's checking off. Nope, goes straight back. They get him. Back at the 49. James Sumter and Glenn Woodley, the 3rd sack of the ball game for the Fire Ants.
Right up the middle, the pressure. The receivers are covered. The quarterback, Coker, had thought the blitz was coming, but South Carolina moved back. Here's the gutty little football player, 94 Woodley, really pushing back there. He's only 5'11", 220 pounds, but he plays much bigger.
On 4th and long, they go to the punt for Berry. Very, very high, and again, South Carolina is not going to have very good field position as Jerry Dunlop has to make the fair catch all the way back on his 14. You've got 4 minutes and 38 seconds to play in the first.
Hold is changing the play.
Pitches out to Dindy. And with a man in front of him, gets it up to the 18 before he is knocked out of bounds. There's Steve Nicholas, son of Jack. Jack's going to drop by and visit at halftime. Member of the Florida State Seminoles football team.
Plays wide receiver. Got some great players ahead of him. Hester, Jones.
Gainer. 2nd down, 6. The referee stops here.
I've never seen the referee call that particular foul. And Joe Morrison is trying to find out why would the referee call the foul. Umpire might have. It wasn't delay of the game.
Good ball. Legal procedure.
I asked the coaches that why do they think Joe Morrison is such a good coach. They say he's stable. He hires good people, gives them the authority to coach. His players love him.
Hold back. 2nd down and 11. Zips one. Good for Hillary. Oh, he's got a gun.
You said it correctly. Hold does have a big league arm. And when you give a quarterback like Hold that much time, the defense cannot cover the field and the depth, width and the depth. Watch how long he has. Nobody in the picture. He looks, finally finds Hillary wide open on the curl, right there. Number 1 catches it for the first down.
At the 37-yard line. Hold down the line. Keeps it. He sort of bumped into the back coming up, but he pulled the ball away, kept it himself, and picked up 4 yards. Fred Jones brought him down. Well, the Olympians go pro on Thursday in New York, and you'll see it here on ABC, starting at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Breland, Biggs, Whitaker, Holyfield, and Taylor, all taking the next step in their boxing career. Make that a 5-yard pickup for Mike Cole. 2nd down and 5. Poole is lined up at the bottom of the picture. Play goes inside with Dindy carrying, and Dindy roots around and finds about 3 yards before they finally get him down near the 45-yard line.
The key play in this drive was the pass that Hold through to Hillary. Deep curl, 1st down. Now it's got South Carolina out in good position where they can run the entire offense. Throw on running downs or vice versa. Just mix it up. Not be stereotyped.
3rd and 2. They're 0 for 4 on 3rd down plays today, but they've got it this time as Dindy shoots through there and goes to midfield. Two minutes and 50 seconds to play in the first half.
Power right up the middle, right behind the big offensive line. Taylor, the leading tackler for Florida State, the leader of this football team, number 58, was way over to the left, away from the play, but he does come over and prevents a much longer run, but not before the first down.
One of the things that's becoming evident, Frank, is both teams have tough runners who run well in traffic.
Inside power really sets up the rest of the offense.
Hold on a deep drop. Now runs out of the pocket, and he's got a problem. Well, look at this. He gets away. Gets his pass off. He's got a man. Hillary at the 5. He looks like he's been watching Flutie.
That is a sensational play. The one thing that the coaches told me before this game, you can't let Mike Hold scramble. He'll beat you if you don't keep him in the pocket. Here is a clear indication of why they felt that way. Plenty of time. But the amazing thing is how he gets away right here from 2 Seminoles. He breaks right between them. He has the presence of mind to look up, and there he finds the receiver wide open right on the 5.
Quentin Lewis to the 2.
Hillary is the wide receiver. He's going down, and while all of this is taking place in the backfield, he's trying to get open. He's coming across the field. Hey, give me the ball. But the thing is, he has a little bit of advantage on Riley, the quarterback. Riley cannot get to him. Now, when Hole first sees him, he's quick. He comes right up, and watch him concentrate on the ball. Catches it sliding in the first. Riley had no chance to make the play.
It's second down and goal from just short of the 2.
Here's Mike Hole lining up behind the backs. Now he walks up, looks over the defense.
Once he gets there, he's ready to go, and he gives it to Dindy, and Dindy is in there. Touchdown.
Here it is again. Good running by Dindy. He's going to get hit on the 2-yard line. Good backs. Do not go down when the first one hits you. Taylor's the best linebacker. He doesn't lock his arms around him. It misses the play, and Dindy just twists, turns, goes in for the touchdown.
And at 1:14 to go in the first half, the extra point try by Hagler is good. Well, how do you do? 17-7, South Carolina. Here's a look at Florida State's campus.
NFL, Bill Morrison, that is. That was a Mike Hole drive. He made the key plays for South Carolina.
Oh, he just barely got it in. He knocked that thing all the way back to the back of the end zone, and it dropped with about a foot to spare, so it'll come out to the 20. And to amplify what Frank was just talking about, South Carolina game clocks went 86 yards in 8 plays. Hole passed and ran for 73 of those 86 yards.
The key play being the scrambles. One thing Florida State feared the most was Hole running around. Pass defense breaks down, and the receivers find some open spot, and Hole has the presence of mind, the arm to get it to him.
Now, Florida State with only 1:14 to go in the first half, trying to respond, trailing 17-7. Coker gives it to Snipes, and Snipes is down at the 23. Boy, that is a gang-tackling bunch in the red shirts down there.
All 11 players have to come up into the huddle at the tackle. Something that they just say, we've got to be a team, we've got to be involved. As we watch the clock, Florida State has 3 timeouts left, but they haven't looked good in this quarter. The second quarter, they had some scoring opportunities, couldn't cash them in.
Well, they wasted about almost 15 seconds before they finally called timeout. Now here's a look at the University of South Carolina. Coker back. Has some time. Gets it off. Hester's there. Jesse's out of bounds. Stopping the clock. First down up on the 44. 41 seconds.
Coker has to throw this pass while Hester is breaking inside, and it was beautifully thrown. You have to anticipate where Hester's going to end up. The ball is on time. Catches the ball plenty of time before he goes out of bounds.
Hester now has caught 3 balls for 65 yards and dropped 2. First down, Seminoles. Coker again the other way, and his receiver making his cut. Hassan Jones falls down, and he was wide open.
The defensive back was given plenty of cushion. Just 35 seconds left to play, but watch it. Jones's feet go right out from up under him, right there, as he tried to make the cut, and the pass was right on target. Would have been a simple completion.
No defender around him, not even in the picture.
The defensive back, Taylor, number 24, is substituting for the injured Morris, I guess it is, and he was given plenty of cushion, plenty of cushion.
Second down and 10. Going deep. Scott the 12-yard line. Carlton Scott. Speed everywhere you look outside for Florida State.
Coker's just going to fake and throw the ball up. He's going to throw it as high and as far as he can. Scott runs right under it, looking over his shoulder. He makes good eye contact with that ball. He has one step. The pass had to be perfect for the completion. 86, Carlton Scott. What a great play. Let's watch the pattern that he runs. Only 35 seconds to go. Why would you let a receiver get behind you? 13 majors experience. The safety man Giddings was up front. The safety man should be way back, playing center field. He was caught out of position. The pass reception resulted.
And Florida State now knocking on the door with 27 seconds to play in the first half, having taken their second timeout to talk things over and get organized.
Keith, it's amazing that the safety man, Gilead, is a senior, playing center field. All you have to do is back up and play the ball. He would have been perfect. He would have been in position to make the play very easily, but somehow he took the fake up and got fooled on the play, letting Scott get in behind him.
Coker is now 9 out of 13 for 163 yards, but remember, 2 of those passes were dropped and one receiver wide open fell down. He very well could be 12 out of 13. First down from the 12 of South Carolina. Coker back. Shoots it to the corner, and it is incomplete. He had Hester over there, but Hester had double coverage. They had kept the tight end in that time to help in the protection, and so he was limited in the number of people he had to choose from.
Hester's going to look inside, break out, but he is double covered. And Keith mentioned Brooks, number 23, is right in front of him. 2 men right there, perfect. 1 in front, 1 behind. You couldn't cover any better. In fact, Coker's lucky to get the ball back. Had he not thrown a low outside short pitch, it would have been intercepted.
Second down and 10. Got backside pressure. The pass is away. Hester gets it and goes out of bounds inside the 5, but there's a penalty flag.
The first time I've seen this year, I think it's offensive blocking by the receiver coming inside. Hester, I believe it is, blocks the man, which frees the inside receiver. Screening, that play has been put in the book as a point of emphasis to try to eliminate the illegal tactic of the wide receiver screening off the inside linebacker.
The pick play.
Yes, the pick play. That says it all. That's a loss of down, too, Keith. 15 yards, loss of down. The pick play is something that college coaches have been fighting and trying to get it stopped. Let's watch 88 Jones. He goes inside, and he's going to run and screen right there in front of 13 majors. He blocks him out of the play, allowing the receiver. 13 is covering the other receiver. He gets screened out of the play by a block by Jones. It's illegal. He has to avoid that. That was a very technical call, though, I would say that, Keith, wouldn't you?
Yep.
Very
well,
technical.
if they had a parquet floor and short breeches on, it'd be all right.
I don't interpret that.
Well, I'm referring to the, of course, the Boston Celtics.
Oh, that's
famous
right.
floor.
Oh, yeah. Basketball. Okay, I've got you.
27-yard line. Third down and long now. They've got to go inside the 2 to get a first down, and the play goes up the middle on the Deer offense as he gave it to the up back, Cletus Jones, the fullback, and Jones couldn't break it, and South Carolina's defenders are just swarming all over the place, with Florida State now spending its final timeout.
They're going for the field goal to try to get just 1 touchdown behind at halftime, and that will be a morale lifter for the Seminoles. They need to get something on the scoreboard. They scored first, if you joined us later, and then Carolina has come back with 17 straight points. And I would say go back on that pick play. That was very technical. Could have been he was pushed into it by the other defensive man by the Carolina back coverage. You don't think he was?
No, I don't
It was
think
close
so.
call, though. I'll say that. It's something the referees and officials are looking for very closely this year. At the suggestion and recommendation of the Rules Committee. It's put in the first page of the rule book to watch for that.
Well, football's a lot like life in a lot of ways, Frank, including the caught and the uncaught, right?
Yes. I've seen it. How many times have we seen it uncalled this year? That's the first time that we've seen the pick play called, and this is about the 9th week of the season.
39-yard field goal try now by Derek Schmidt, a freshman out of Sarasota. He missed from 40 earlier. He's got it up. And he missed this one to the right. So Derrick has missed from the left and missed from the right. And you got 7 seconds to play in the first half with South Carolina leading 17-7.
I think that Smith overcompensated. You know, like in golf, we hooked the ball one time, and the next one we hit it dead right. Well, that's about what Smith did. He, as Keith had already mentioned, as we look at the top 10 today and what they did.
Washington has gone ahead of USC in their ball game out on the coast. That's a Rose Bowl game, as we told you. Jim Lampley will run down all of what has happened and what is happening. Oklahoma State, the Cowboys, that great defensive team they've got, hanging right in there and highly ranked in the country. I think South Carolina will snap it one time, and no, they're going to put it up. Mike Hole, sitting back in there, has all day long, and he throws it 1/4 mile. And it's caught by Bill Bradshaw at the Florida State 20, but there's no more time on the clock. Well, he certainly added to his offensive totals with that heave.
Well, we had 7 seconds left. We wanted to go in that double slot, see if we couldn't get the ball down the field. We figured the time would have run out if anything happened, but that was a great catch by Bill Bradshaw down there.
All right, let me ask you about the defense now. You lost 3 key players in Morris, Seawright, and McEntee. How do the other kids overcompensate?
Well, you know, hopefully we'll be able to get some of them back here in the second half a little bit. But the young ones have been going in there, and they've been hustling. They've been making some mistakes, but they've been hustling, and I think that's the difference.
Florida State tried to shift on you, mix it up a little bit, but you adjusted well.
Well, you know, we worked on that, Coach Gadd and his staff, very hard during the course of the week, but we got a big 30 minutes yet to go.
All right, Joe.
5th ranked, highest ranking they've ever had. They started playing football here in 1892. They have never had an undefeated season. They have never won 9 games in a season. If they win this game today, they're almost sure to get, unless they totally collapse, a major bowl bid for New Year's Day. That pays in excess of $2 million. So in a sense, it's a $1 million ball game for them. And here's the kickoff to start the second half. It will be South Carolina receiving the ball. Raynard Brown. He's up to the 20 and comes to the 24, bounces outside, and he's still going. He's gone. No flag. It'll go in the books, 99 yards.
Keith, I wonder if Brown had his knee on the ground when he caught the ball. We saw that in another game on a punt. As the punter caught the ball from the center, he caught it with his knee on the ground. It was very close. I don't guess that he did, but it was close. It was a sensational run by Brown. Ran into the pile of folks and defenders, and the Florida State defense players just shut down, and he bounced out and outran the entire team.
The extra point try by Hagler. Good. Well, it's the second time this year we have seen a long run to open and the scoring in the second half. We saw it last week when Penn State came up with a long run but didn't produce the touchdown. Now let's watch the reception and particularly watch the knee.
It's very close. It seems to me when I saw it that the knee could have been on the ground while he has possession of the ball. I've seen that happen on a kickoff many times. If the official had called it, it would have been South Carolina's ball on the 1-yard line. Instead of this great run, you can see the Florida State defense thinks he's down. The pile of people right there, then Brown bounces to the outside and turns on the afterburner right there. No one has a chance, the kicker, least of all, to make the play, and it's a touchdown.
And it's a school record of 99 yards. And it's South Carolina 24, a shocked Florida State 7. It is very important for the Seminoles to respond. Oh, my gosh, they're coming out with it. Carlton Scott comes out of the end zone and gets back up to the 17, 18-yard line. He was about 3 yards deep, but he came out anyway.
From the end zone, let's watch it from the...
He's down.
His
He's
knee
down.
is on the ground as he catches the ball. It appears conclusively, as far as I'm concerned. I thought it was when I saw it right there. The ball, the rule would have been, and the official right there on it, would have been South Carolina's ball on the 2-yard line instead of the touchdown. It's a tremendous run. You got to give Brown credit. He's a backup, halfback, running back. You can see what speed he has. They've been playing all of these backup halfbacks in the ball game. Great play.
So from the 18, Florida State trying to come back now. Goes to the pass immediately, and Coker misses Pat Carter, the tight end, out on the sideline.
Let's go back and see it one more time on the knee. The ball, if it's in possession of Brown and his knee is on the ground,
And it is.
right there, then the ball is dead right there. The play is over, blown dead, and South Carolina should have started with the ball right there. And the referee, Smith, is right there behind it. Could have called it.
Couldn't see it, probably, from that angle. Second down and 10, Florida State. And Williams-Brice Stadium is aroused. Coker's pass down the middle. A man falls down. It is intercepted by number 20, Bryant Gilliard. All he had to do was catch it, because when Hassan Jones fell down, the ball went right to Gilliard. And South Carolina is in business inside the Florida State 20.
The first turnover of the ball game. Throwing off your own 15-yard line or 16. And, of course, Coker slips a little bit, and the ball is thrown right where Jones, number 88, would have been. But when he slipped down, it's an easy interception. And I repeat, the first turnover of the ball game.
The ball is on the Florida State 19. First down, South Carolina. They lead 24-7. They've got a great opportunity right here. That's the second time, incidentally, Jones has fallen down. This is Dindy. And Thomas Dindy goes close to the 14. Isaac Williams, defensive tackle, 260 pounds for the 3 men up front. Todd Stroud, 225 nose guard, and Gerald Nichols, 250. Garth Jackson, linebacker, 210. Ryan Williams, linebacker, 215. Henry Taylor, 230 pounds, and Fred Jones, 225 pounds. Second down and 6 now for South Carolina. It's Dindy again in traffic, surging down to about the 10 and getting pretty close to a first down. Martin Mayhew is a cornerback for Florida State, 5'8", 165. Eric Williams, the other, at 5'9", 175. Strong safety is Billy Allen, 210, 6'1", and Brian McCrary, 5'11", and 170. And those fellas on the defensive side of the ball for Florida State have got a problem right now.
They really do. They've got to have an all sell-out defense and just try to stop them right here and settle for a field goal.
Third down and about 2. Here goes Dindy, and they get him short of the line of scrimmage, back close to the outside the 11, and it'll bring up fourth down, and probably the kicking game will show up for South Carolina, but so far they have not come on the field. It looks like Joe Morrison may go ahead, and since he's already got one quick touchdown, he may try to get another.
He doesn't appear to be going for the field goal. They're thinking about it right now. Frank Sadler, the offensive coordinator, now they're taking time out.
Well, they had to, because the clock was winding on them. And with 12:41 to go in the third quarter now, South Carolina leading 24-7, going to make a decision. Whether Joe Morrison's terribly comfortable with this. His best times have been this season coming from behind. All right, it's fourth down and 3. The pass into the end zone is too high, incomplete, and South Carolina comes away empty on the interception.
Well, that was a tough call, and the offensive coaches at South Carolina probably felt like with Florida State able to score 38 points in the average for the season, they need to get all they can get. Of course, if you've got 3, sure, I believe I'd take it.
I think I would at this point, especially against a big play team like Florida State. But so far, and I will not be surprised to see Eric Thomas get behind the bench and start warming up, because Coker's not having a good day. Snipes and Smith are lined up in the backfield. From the 12, little quick pop pass is deflected. Number 85, Carl Hill sticks his hands up and knocks that pass away. Herb Gaynor was available. James Sumter is the defensive end, 215, not very big. Frank Wright, 275. Glenn Woodley, not all that big. He really weighs about 225. Willie McEntee is hurt and out of the ball game. Ricky Daniels is in there now. James Seawright hurt and out of the ball game. Danny Miller's in. Vogel is still playing at 215, and Carl Hill just made that last play defensively. Second down and 10. This is Snipes in traffic. Nor can he scoot. And he's got a first down as he comes to the 24.
And a big first down. Florida State needed that desperately to get a little momentum, and you just see what a small opening that these backs have need. Snipes is very quick, 5'9", good speed, but blocking of the offensive line was outstanding. And boy, that Snipes is going north and south, isn't he, Keith?
He sure is.
No east and west for him.
First down. Cletus Jones is back in at fullback now for the Seminoles. 24-7. South Carolina getting a 99-yard touchdown run to start the second half. The pass is as far downfield as possible, and a penalty flag. Pass interference. The two defenders got too close to him, and they closed the door on Jesse Hester, and the flag is thrown.
Let me quote the rule. If two men are running side by side and there's no intent to impede the receiver, it is not pass interference. The judgment is intent. Intent.
There's the trip right there.
There's the trip right there. That is not intent, but I still believe it's pass interference. No, they're wiping it off, Keith.
No, they're just coming back with a 15-yard
I'm
penalty.
last year. 15 yards.
Defensive pass interference and an automatic first down.
I think this is one of the best rules changes they have made.
I agree. The reason is a freak play.
Chris Major is the left corner for South Carolina, 5'8", 170. Otis Morris is hurt and out of the ball game. Hinton Taylor is playing. Joe Brooks is a strong safety, 180 pounds. Gilliard, 185, the free safety. And here's Coker back. And his pass is thrown downfield. And again, a Florida State defender has fallen down. The pass is picked off by Taylor. And South Carolina comes up with its second interception in a minute.
When the receiver slips down, the pass was perfectly thrown. It has to be thrown before the receiver makes his break. Number 3, Herb Gaynor. When he makes his turn back to the outside, he goes down. The ball is already on the way. Right into the hands. Interception.
11:47 to go in the third quarter. Ball inside to Quentin Lewis. Ball comes loose. And Florida State's got it, looks like. They say no, they don't. They had a big fight going on and a struggle, and now they changed the signal. It is Florida State's ball.
And it's very unfortunate for Mike Mitchell that the quarterback, the starting quarterback, was back in there, and now they get a fumble. It wasn't his fault. A good handoff right there.
They just stripped it away from Quentin Lewis. He took the helmet right on the ball
He
and
certainly
scored it
did.
out.
Big break, something that Florida State has not had in this ball game.
Well, let's see if their receivers now start standing up for it.
Boy, that Jones put the headgear in. The ball comes out. Jones, the linebacker.
Kurt Coker is the quarterback. Greg Allen's in the backfield. He's got the ball. He fumbles it. Looked like a South Carolina man had a hold of it.
Well, Greg Allen has fumbled a lot of plays.
It is South Carolina's ball, so they swap fumble.
Greg Allen fumbled 8 times last year. He worked hard on it. Number 26, probably the best back that Florida State has ever had. He's only fumbled twice this year. See if he's got the ball, protected it. No, the headgear right there. Number 90, Frank Wright, knocks the ball right out. Good effort by 47. Something, I believe that was. They recovered it.
South Carolina gained 2 yards on the exchange of fumble. This is Lewis again on a sweep. He wants to throw it. Throws a knuckleball that is caught by Chris Corley. And Corley is inside the 10.
Well, Lewis is 7 for 9, but he was not throwing the ball to Corley, in my judgment.
No,
He never saw Corley. You talked about great plays, things that happened for you.
I believe he was going deep.
He was going deep. He never saw Corley. The crossing in, Corley was right there. Caught the ball, reception, down deep again.
Ball is on the Florida State 8, and the Florida State side of the field. Everybody looks and feels, I'm sure, like they've been gut shot. They're just stunned by the way things have turned around here. 11:22 to play in the third quarter, and Mitchell gets his pass off. Touchdown! Bill Bradshaw.
Here's the play. Bradshaw stops, comes back inside. Been covered by Williams. Beautiful throw. The ball was perfect. One step advantage for the receiver. The ball had to be on the money, and it was.
Hagler's extra point try. Good. And so the 5th-ranked Gamecocks of South Carolina are rolling right now, 31-7. Texas lost today, so there's a place, a notch or two for South Carolina to move up.
Keith, I believe the momentum of that second quarter, where it seemed to me that South Carolina had the edge, it just fades over into the second half.
Now let's join Jim. Bouncer goes down to Snipes at his 3. And Snipes comes out to the 23. Give you an idea of what's happened here. This is the 8th different possession in the last 3 minutes and 43 seconds.
Each team has had 4 possessions. South Carolina has really taken over this momentum. The breaks have come their way. They've made and caused. Some of them been really fine defensive play, and they've got Florida State on the run.
Well, let's find out. See what they can do. Eric Thomas is still not warming up. Coker's back. Gets it off. It is deflected and almost intercepted by number 23 for South Carolina, Joe Brooks. Nebraska won today. Last we heard, Oklahoma was winning, and Jim just told you about the Texas-TCU matchup coming up next week here on ABC. CFA football at 3:30 Eastern Time.
Keith, the Nebraska-Oklahoma game in years past has been a real terrific game. Last year, it was one of the most exciting games when Nebraska was ranked number 1. Oklahoma nearly pulled it off.
Second down and 10 for Florida State. I don't think the clock's running. This is Snipes working up the middle. He fumbled. South Carolina's got it again. You've had 2 pass interceptions and 2 fumbles by Florida State. And right now, it looks like the sky has fallen.
When it turns, it really turns. That momentum, you get the excitement on your football team, your pace picks up, your tackling improves, you're excited, you recognize what's happening, you get a chance to maybe play for the national championship before the year is over. Your team, and here's Wright again, Keith. I believe Wright's going to strip him the ball. That's 2 in a row. Wright's left arm, it seemed to me, number 9, is stripped Snipes from the ball.
4 turnovers in 4 possessions. And you've played less than 4 minutes.
The game.
Nobody can show you the game. This is Ira Hillary on a reverse. And he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage, and their penalty flag.
Many times on a reverse, someone gets over anxious. He's at a disadvantage on a reverse play, and he ends up clipping when he should just let the defensive man make the play rather than wait 15 yards. Costly.
What it is. Right now, all these bowl folks that have been traveling around the country, I don't think they have much of an idea what's going to happen to them. And Michigan State beat Iowa.
Against South Carolina, first down.
Put Ohio State right back into the Rose Bowl race, too. But Ohio State's got to play Michigan next.
There's been some real upsets this year in the Big Ten.
Wisconsin's turned out to be a pesky bunch, too, and the Razorbacks get by Baylor 14-9.
That was a big win for Ken Hatfield. Baylor's tough in Waco.
It's first down and long, and Florida State's defensive people surging to the ball now with a goodly amount of enthusiasm. The ball, was it loose?
Yes,
Florida
it's a
State's
fumble.
claiming it, and
Yeah.
it's another fumble. So we've had 5 fumbles. Well, we've had three changes of possessions on fumbles here in this third quarter. Quentin Lewis, the ball got loose from him. That's a second fumble by Lewis. Henry Taylor covered it for the Seminoles. And so with 8 minutes and 40 seconds, right now the situation for the Seminoles is desperate. Thomas, the most efficient quarterback in the country. And they didn't want to play him today, but he's in.
There are his numbers for the season.
Greg Allen's also back in. And Thomas back. Gets his pass off to the sidelines, and again, a Florida State receiver, Carlton Scott, falls down. Now, I told you earlier, they play on real grass here. It's a very hard field, and it's very fast field. You are allowed 2-inch cleats on your shoe. You're allowed half-inch cleats on your shoes versus what in Frank's day they used the 3/4 inch,
That's
where
correct.
you could really take a bite out of it. But they've done away with that, and they're down to half-inch cleats, and they just simply don't seem to hold today for Florida State because they're making their cuts so sharp, and they're losing their footing, and it's resulted in 2 interceptions. Thomas goes down the middle to Hester, and Hester's got a first down and then some, down to the South Carolina 26.
The Florida State passing attack is based off of play-action fake, and they're trying desperately to get these receivers in behind the linebackers and not slip down. Hester didn't make that turn, Keith. Did you know he kind of cautioned and very sensitively walked through in there and made the reception gingerly.
Have to round off the cuts just a little bit. Pitch out to Greg Allen. Doesn't get much help.
That doesn't look like Greg Allen.
No.
Keith.
He's sore-legged, there's no question about it, but I guess they've got to rest Roosevelt Snipes a little bit. Let's join Tim Brandt for a moment.
Keith, I was talking to some of the players about the slippage that you and Frank were just mentioning. Now, Florida State practice on the field exactly like this. As a matter of fact, they have 3 with Bermuda grass just like this. They all have their 2-inch cleats on, although Allen started the game with his AstroTurf shoes, which are a little bit shorter because of his sore knee. But he changed. Now, everybody has the longer cleats on, but it's soft turf. It's just given away underneath.
Second down and about 8. Thomas gets his pass off. It is caught by Snipes, who has come back into the ball game, replacing Greg Allen. And he gets about 2 or 3 yards on the play before. And Thomas had to get rid of the ball because Sumter was all over him.
The Florida State offense, as we look at Sipes number 20, the passing game is not designed to come from behind. It's play-action pass, Keith, and that's going to be a great pro game Monday night.
Chuck Knox and the Seattle Seahawks. And the Raiders are going to be a little grumpy after what's happened to them over the last couple of weeks. Could be a great ball game. Third down and short 7, another fumble. This one is going to result in a long loss as the South Carolina Fire Ants were swarming all over Carlton Scott. Rick Rabune was back there to get him all the way back at the 40.
Well, Florida State needed something big to happen. Reverse has been a major part of their offense, making the big plays for them. This time, it didn't work. They fumbled it. They've got to put the ball away. When it rains, it pours in football. Your momentum. Why does it happen, Keith? As a coach, you just say, well, you get that old feeling, and players get the
Going to
same
try a
thing.
field goal, Frank. Derek Schmidt's going to try a field goal. He's going to hit it at the 46, so it'll be a 56-yard field goal try, but I wonder. I sort of wonder. I think Joe Morrison's wondering about it, too.
He'll put his defense in the ball game and
Yeah.
not his kick blocking team, in my job. Just put your regular defense
That's
out
exactly
there.
right. Try. Kirk Coker is the holder that South Carolina has put its defensive unit into the ball game, not its kick return team. The longest by Schmidt, 54 yards, and he kicks it. And it's not going to get there. It was off to the right. It had been down the heart. I'm not sure. Shut up a lot of people.
What was he, 4 and 7 last year? I believe that's right.
First down, the ball at the 40. And the pitch to the outside to Raynard Brown, and Brown showing the speed again is brought down after a substantial gain and a first down. Again, Jim.
Let's quickly. If Nebraska wins, they go to the Orange Bowl. Back to you, Keith.
And up the middle goes Anthony Smith. all the way down to the Florida State 18-yard line.
When you think defense thinks you're going wide, run it right up the middle. A great block by the offensive center. Garner, he turns the nose man Stroud to the side, and then McCrary, 43, made much effort to make the tackle. Great run by Smith.
Ball is just short of the 17, where it's a first down for the Gamecocks. Oh, they're just blowing Florida State away right now. Quarterback keeps it. And Mitchell, Alan Mitchell, takes it down to about the 13.
We said earlier that teams had the potential to score from anywhere on the field. But South Carolina's defense has been the difference in the ball game. They have just been outstanding in the second half, really beginning in parts of the second quarter. As we look at the Florida State defense, which has been out there most of this quarter.
Second down and 6. It'll be second down and about 5 now, maybe 4.5, as Nichols brought Brown down. Washington has fallen behind USC, as noted a moment ago. So number 1 is losing, number 2 has lost. So has number 6 and number 8 and number 10.
Let's speculate, Keith. If Washington should lose, would Nebraska be number 1, having lost the game, or would BYU undefeated and also South Carolina undefeated be number 1?
Nebraska. Here goes Brown. And he's down to about, he's got a first down, and he's very close to the 5. I just have the feeling that because of the preeminent position Nebraska's held for so many years, that they're going to get more votes.
Well, Keith, that may be true, but when South Carolina wins so convincingly over a Florida State team that beat Miami, what, 38-3 or something like that? 6-1-1, 10th ranked coming into this ball game. If they win 40 points, watch out. They could jump ahead of some folks. It's happened before.
They could. Here goes Smith into the middle on first down and goal from the 6. And he's got 1.5 yards, maybe 2. South Carolina now with Navy remaining on the 17th of November. And then the annual Donnybrook with Clemson on the 24th.
Keith, the Bowls will probably, of course, South Carolina will be in the driver's seat for the Bowls since Brigham Young has to go to the Holiday Bowl, their champion. That would leave as an independent South Carolina the option to go to virtually any of the major bowls. Miami got beat today.
Yep.
They were the likely choice in
Mitchell throws, touchdown. Danny Smith. I've never seen a third quarter like this. I bet you Bobby Bowden hasn't either.
It's been unbelievable. The change, however great, has gone for South Carolina. They've caused most of them, Florida State, making the mistakes, giving South Carolina a chance, and they've capitalized on all of them, but one when they ran or threw the ball on 4th and 2 from about the 10-yard line.
Hagler's extra point. Good.
In one season, the regular season, they've won 9 games.
The kickoff is a high hanger, and it's taken by Scott. Carlton Scott cuts to the sideline, slides down, and he's down at the 17-yard line. Again, Jim.
Keith, great story in the Breeders' Cup.
Here comes Roosevelt Snipes. And Snipes jumps over the stack and jumps right into a whack.
Danny Miller playing for the injured Seawright, James Seawright, who was a leading tackler, came all the way from the left, Keith. Plenty of time to get over on the slow developing play and really stuck his head here on the ball carrier Snipes.
Snipes now with 13 carries and 115 yards. Greg Allen, sore knee, just simply doesn't have the quickness to be out there today. Here comes Snipes again. He wiggles his way between 2 defenders and gets a first down for Florida State up around the 30.
First down.
38-7, an explosion by South Carolina in the third quarter. And coming up next Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, the Olympians turn pro. All of those people there have gold medals with the exception of Evander Holyfield, and he should have had. So they make their pro debuts on Thursday night, and you'll see it here on ABC. First down, Eric Thomas in at quarterback, playing with a sore leg. Goes deep. Hassan Jones is out there and cannot pull it down, and he's howling for interference and doesn't get the call.
I think it was a good defensive play by the secondary. They expected a deep pass. This is something that Florida State has done very effectively all year long. I think it's an outstanding play by Majors, number 13. He's playing man for man, just going right back with him, step for step, watching the ball. All he has to do is jump. He's not interfering with the receiver there. He goes up. Ball falls incomplete.
I can't tell you exactly how much time remains in the third quarter because the clock's been askew. Thomas goes to the air, sideline pattern, Hester good, and a first down at the South Carolina 48.
This is the same pattern that Hester slipped down on. Let's see if he makes those corners moving his feet fast or he does it gingerly. Well, he does. He doesn't slip this time. He makes a good turn. The ball is right on the money. Thomas is right there with it. Plenty of time to have possession, put his foot in bounds. Obviously, South Carolina's playing deep. They don't want to give the bomb. They've got a long way to go. And of course, remember, Maryland scored, 42 points in the second half to beat Miami. Trailing 31-0 at half, so anything's possible today.
48-yard line, Thomas drops. Gets it off short, incomplete. Jones could not come up with it. Boy, Hassan Jones has had a miserable day.
He slipped down 3 or 4 times, been critical interceptions resulting. He's discouraged, dejected. You can see the look. He's not coming back in that huddle with much enthusiasm. Touchdown would pick things up for Florida State.
Our first double wave.
They've got the wave going.
They're not going to stop either. I don't blame them.
Second down and 10. Thomas gets it off. Sideline pattern. That ought to be interference because the defensive man ran right up his back. It's got to be. That was Jones. Jones had slipped again, and Chris Major ran right up his back.
Here it is again. Let's see if we can tell the interference call. As Keith said, Majors covered him deep. Now, the emphasis on pass defense is reaction after the ball is thrown. Majors, if he hits him before the ball gets there.
Oh, he did.
Good call.
He didn't slip. No. He just was trying to go low and get it.
15-yard penalty. The contact before the ball got to the receiver.
Against the defense, first down.
If the clock is right, and we're told that it is, it's 4 minutes and 1 second to go in what may be the longest third quarter in the history of the game. So many turnovers. So much scoring. From the 33, Thomas options outside to Snipes. He cuts it and turns it upfield. Oh, he's an impressive running back.
He's got great vision. Great vision.
Again, here's Jim Lincoln down in inches for Florida State. They're down on the South Carolina side knocking again. They were down there in that first half, and 3 times they were turned away and mistake themselves out of 2 of those opportunities. There's your first down. As up the middle goes Cletus Jones, and Cletus almost popped it for the touchdown as he got to the 16.
I know that Florida State wants to make yardage in big chunks, but because of the clock and the score, but they have to run some in the middle if they're going to do anything else, running wide or throwing the ball. But the 3rd and short was a good call.
Hester and Jones now are the 2 wide men at the top of the picture. Thomas looks over there, goes that way for Hester. Pass was high.
Well, we saw that last statistic where Snipes had gained most of the yardage. Greg Allen, the starter and probably the best back in Florida State history, has only played sparingly, maybe 2 or 3 plays. 4 times for 8 yards is all that Allen has made. He's been averaging 130 a game. But Snipes has Good football player, good speed. Shown it here tonight. Got great vision, Keith. See where he's going.
He's a junior. He's back next year. 2nd and 10. Little pop over the middle, and Thomas threw it too high, intended for Pat Carter, the tight end.
Carter was open.
Yep.
Would have had a completion inside the 5.
He'd
a little
had a
jump
first down.
pass. Here's very interesting statistic. When the games at Allen has rushed for over 100 yards, the Seminoles are 14-2, and look what happens when he's less than 100 yards, just over 500, 14-12. Allen has 8 yards today.
Hurt. 3rd down and 10. Eric Thomas gets it off, throws it in the end zone, caught, touchdown. Whoa, what a great catch by Jesse Hester.
The defensive back, Chris Major, is going to be mad at himself because he jumped too quick, or he didn't jump high enough. Anyway, Hester was able to go up and pull it down. The ball went right over Major's head, who's the cornerback. Great play by quarterback Thomas.
So the Fire Ants are burned for a touchdown. Boy, I'll tell you, they have hung in there and played some defense against Florida State, forcing mistakes and turnovers. With 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, it's 38-13, and Florida State's going for 2.
Well, if they can score 3 times, that's equivalent of a touchdown. If they go for 2 and make it every time.
They got it.
What a
Hester
play.
again. Eric Thomas was in the grasp of the defender, and as he fell down, he sidearmed one into the air, and Hester pulled it down.
Just a great effort on the part of Thomas. Let's look at the touchdown again and see what happened to Major, the cornerback. Really has played an outstanding game. And Thomas thought the blitz was on. The South Carolina dropped back. Thomas throws the ball high. Up goes Major. He wasn't tall enough. That's all it was.
Yep.
The ball was above him. Let's watch it from the end zone and see again the play by Thomas. Here it is. He thought the blitz was on. It wasn't. Now he rolls to the right. Sees Hester in behind. Major 13's covered him. Chris Major jumps the ball, and he jumped too soon, maybe. I'm not sure, but great catch.
I don't think he was tall enough.
No, he wasn't tall enough. The ball was over his head. Even if he had have jumped too soon, I believe. That's the way it appears. Hester just get on the back of the end zone. Well, he did jump a little bit early, too. A combination of it.
And then Hester, the 2-point play was even more spectacular
It was.
than the touchdown.
A great effort on the quarterback. Thomas has made 2 outstanding plays. Here's the end of the 2-point play. You can see the left of your screen. Hester has the ball. He comes down. Oh, my, 1 inch it looks like inside. I give him the benefit of the doubt. I couldn't really tell.
Hester now 6 catches, 128 yards and a touchdown. It's a 38-15 ball game now. As Florida State goes 83 yards, and you got 10 minutes to play, and I can't believe that clock's right.
The 3rd quarter's been playing. We've been playing an hour.
This is Kevin White. And White comes up short of the 20, up to about the 17-yard line. Now, Jim, he's poked behind the line of scrimmage, and you got a penalty flag.
Could have been a face mask. Anytime the ball carrier spins around like that. No, it wasn't. It's against holding, I guess. Yep.
Well, look at here. Is this thing going to turn around again?
Read that Dave Burson just gave us. 13 different possessions. That's unbelievable. Usually a game of... Let's put those possessions in perspective.
Clock is running, showing 2:40. And it's 1st down and 20. Mitchell has given the ball inside to Anthony Smith. And Smith comes up to about the 13. Got about 5 yards on that carry. They've got to come up to their 27 for the 1st down.
Keith, let's think about the coach. What do you tell your football team in this situation? You cannot get too conservative, because once you get too conservative, things start going against you, and first thing you know is begin to lose. But you don't want to take unnecessary chances. You want to tell your backs, hold on the ball, protect that football in traffic. You throw the ball, throw it short, or throw it deep like a punt, way deep.
Here
8 last year, 17 games.
That's Anthony Smith slashing over the left side out to about the 13. It'll be third down and quite long, about 16.
Florida State is just playing their base defense. They don't have to gamble. In comes their nickel defensive players, the extra back end and another rusher.
Joe Wessel, who's making a career out of blocking punts, is in the ball game. Number 5 is a nickelback. South Carolina's 2 out of 8 on third down conversions. Mitchell is back. Has a lot of time. Gets it off. And he's got a man upfield. It is incomplete. He was beyond the field of play. Bill Bradshaw, who has made 2 great catches in this game. And that one he just simply didn't have enough room to run it down. So in comes O'Connor, the punter. He's had a 50-yarder and a 54-yarder, but he's got to kick this one into the wind.
The ball is thrown a little bit long. Don't believe if he'd have held the ball would have been complete. I think Bradshaw was looking to see if he was in bounds.
Pressure on, he gets it out. And up comes Holloman, and he's got it inside the 40, comes down to the 36, and there Florida State will go to work on the South Carolina side of the field.
Florida State had 3 scoring opportunities, as we mentioned.
That was a 29-yard punt by O'Connor. From the 36 on first down, Thomas is back off of play action. To the sidelines to Hester, and it's too high. Bad pass by Thomas, and Eric knew it. He slapped his hands together and just threw the ball too high.
South Carolina defense.
Look at this. USC now 9 points over Washington.
Yeah. And Washington was number 1, and USC has lost 1 game to LSU.
Number 2's already lost today. But LaVell Edwards, folks, just keep on moving. But there's one of the great stories in football history.
42 points in the second half by Maryland.
On second down and 10. Thomas getting the pressure, gets it off down the middle. Jones has got it. First down at the South Carolina 15.
This was the first time that South Carolina has used a sellout blitz, meaning that everybody's coming, the corners, the safety's coming, man-to-man coverage. If you get the pass off, as you see right there, I couldn't see the defensive back, Jones. See how wide open the receiver is, and it's a completion.
Mark it on to 16 of South Carolina. First down for the Seminoles with 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. Hester had slipped out wide, trying to get him one-on-one against the defender, and Thomas missed the pass. That stops the clock with 19 seconds to play in a third quarter that's right now about 55 minutes long. Second down 10. Thomas's pass, incomplete. I think it was Hester.
See all the South Carolina defensive players come to the ball. The linemen even have to run that 20 yards, then they come back to the line of scrimmage. That's what, 3rd and 10, Keith? Good call.
Eric Thomas' leg may be bothering. He had a hip pointer, actually. I mean, really a bad one. LSU just squeaked by Alabama today. Third down from the South Carolina 16. 3rd and 10. Thomas gets it off in the end zone, intercepted. Tried to force it, he threw it right to Bryant Gilliard. And Gilliard is brought down around the 2.
Thomas wanted to throw to the tight end over the middle. South Carolina had covered the tight end, Carter. Now he's scrambling for his life, and he throws the ball into the hands of Gilliard right there. Now, Gilliard could have stayed in the end zone and gotten the ball out to the 20. Would not have been a safety. It would have been a touchback. His ball on the 20-yard line. Now they start with it on the 2, South Carolina. Quarter, I would say it's a record.
There's been 5 turnovers by Florida State. 3 interceptions, and every one of them thrown right into the hands of a defender, and there have been 2 fumbles. plus 2 fumbles by South Carolina. So 7 turnovers in that third quarter.
This third quarter. It ain't over.
Mitchell, the quarterback, keeping. Fumbles the football. Florida State's got it. That is 8 turnovers. 8 turnovers in the third quarter. One of the longest quarters I have ever seen. And so with 15 minutes.
Error-free ball game.
This is Roosevelt Snipes carrying for Florida State as they go to work at the 13-yard line of South Carolina on first down. And Snipes is down to the 9 for 4 yards. There were 8 turnovers in the third quarter. A 99-yard touchdown run by USC's Brown after putting his knee down, accepting the ball.
As you look at Bobby Bowden and his assistant flashing the signals in. Last time that Florida State was here, they tried to pass and couldn't get it in.
Second down, 7. Call it. As they marked him just over the 10. Eric Thomas down the line, pitches to Snipes. He's caught out there and down at the line of scrimmage. Bryant Gilliard, the free safety, and Carl Hill, the outside linebacker on that side, make the play.
When you defense the option right here, speed is a big factor. You can see why this South Carolina team has been so effective defense. Look at the people out there. The free safety, Hilliard right up making the play along with, 5, 6, 7. That's great defense. They'll take that picture still shot and put it in their dormitory.
They
How to
lost
play
some
defense.
on that play. Still third down and a long 7 now. Thomas turns around. He's got a man in the end zone and he can't hold on to the ball. Number 88, Hassan Jones, had the ball in his hands. It was a bullet because the ball had to be threaded and he couldn't hold it.
I don't believe they'll go for 3 points. I think they'll go ahead and try to get the touchdown. No, they're going for 3 points. I'm wrong. Here's the play. Jones is going to leap. The pass is thrown right between the defenders. Got a little bump there from Gilliard, number 20. The ball is right on target.
He's just having a bad day.
He is. Here's the field goal. Schmidt has missed 2.
Derek Schmidt.
Missed from 40, wide left, 39, wide right, 56, wide right. This is 26. And he's got it. So with 13 minutes and 30 seconds to play, and the clock just jumped from 13:34 to 13:30. So I think it's good. It was kind of funny to see 13:34, see it jump 4 seconds at a time. Marco onside kick.
He's got it.
Oh, Florida State's got it. Florida State gets it. It took a hop right over the head of the South Carolina man, and Billy Allen jumps up and comes down with it. Watch that ball take a jump right over the head of the South Carolina player.
Keith, you practice this. The second time it hits, the ball would most often jump up in the air over the receiving team, and it's perfect. You couldn't throw it up any better. And Billy Allen, number 31, was right there to catch the ball.
Well, that's the 9th turnover in the second half. And the football is just inside the South Carolina 47.
Keith, there were 55 plays in the third quarter. 31 by FSU, 23 by South Carolina.
Crowd now rising to the occasion. They're into the ball game, 75,000 of them. Eric Thomas pumps it, throws it, and it's going to be picked off. It's in the hands of Chris Major, and Major comes back up to the 43-yard line. Eric Thomas threw
over on the boundary. He first looks to the left, now he goes back to the right. Let's see if Keith is right. Well, he may have gotten hit. That's what happened. He got hit from behind, Keith, and it was a wounded duck coming across there.
Mike Holt is in now at quarterback for South Carolina. Gives the ball to Thomas Dindy. And Dindy, who has not seen the ball in this second half, I don't think, suddenly slashes over the right side and gets 5 yards.
In this half, there have been 10 turnovers in less than, 16, 17 minutes of play. 6 by Florida State, 4 by South Carolina, and that was tough for Florida State on first down to get the ball intercepted.
Ball is at the 48, second down and 5 for South Carolina. Gamecocks 8-0, trying to win 9 for the first time in the school's history. Raynard Brown into the middle. Brown, something of a story in the second half, accepting the kickoff, had his knee down, his right knee firmly on the ground, but got up, bounced away, went 99 yards for a touchdown. There's Kurt Coker. Looks like he'll be summoned back into the ball game. He's warming up. I still think the sore leg of Eric Thomas is a problem for him. Can't plant.
Plus, a quarterback that doesn't practice all week is not going to be as effective in the ball game as he ordinarily would. Thomas did not practice.
This is Hold keeping the ball, and Mike Hold is decked at the 50. He got a yard on the play, so they'll be looking at about 2.5 yards, and 4th down coming up. So they're going to punt it away. But it does take a South Carolina bounce and kicks on out of bounds at the 22. With 11 minutes and 12 seconds to play in the football game, Jim Coker hands the ball off. Roosevelt snipes. Goes for a first down out to the 37.
Got good body lead. Breaks through that line. Defensive player's got a piece of him, but couldn't hold it. Watch his body lead. Number 20, Roosevelt snipes. He comes right through that. Watch him lower right through that little crack. Now a little fake on Gilliard, the safety man.
And the Seminoles are up near the 37 with the first down. And Coker back to throw. He's got a man down the middle. Pass is good. Gaynor. And Herb Gaynor has a first down at the South Carolina 43.
Florida State ran on the first play of this series and made a nice gain. They brought the linebackers up. Then he called the same fake off the play. Gaynor, number 3, gets in behind the linebackers. The linebackers do not dare drop or risk dropping that deep. Safety man are playing deep for the bomb. There's a natural opening in that area.
10.5 minutes to play in the game. Little play action. Quarterback keeps it upfield. He goes to the 37. Inside there, close to the 36 with 10:15 to play. Here's Jim. Away, downfield. Gaynor. It may be intercepted. It is. Brad Gilliard comes up for the interception. And we've had 11 turnovers in the second half. Tried to bite off too much, maybe, huh?
He sure did. Look at this. Out of 19 possessions, there have been 11 turnovers in this half. Not in the ball game, in this half. The jaded number 20 playing center field. Center fielders, schools to just back up. Play center field. Back up there and be there. The ball is thrown high. Look at Gaynor go up. Pulls it down. Gaynor tries to strip it from him, but he can't do it.
And from the 20, a first down for South Carolina and a whistle.
Tight end move, Chief.
Mike Hold is the quarterback for the Gamecocks.
That's quite a story. Mike Hold came here from junior college, redshirted a year, moved in as a relief pitcher, you might say, and has made some outstanding plays. Brought the team from behind 3 times.
Got a heck of an arm.
Got a
screaming about it. Whatever, it's first down and 5 for the Gamecocks now, up on the 25. And this is Dindy. Oh, he's outside. And he's got a first down for South Carolina. And you're going to get a call on a late hit on the sideline. I think Brad McCreary hit him out of bounds.
Quentin Lewis, look at the top of your screen. You'll see Lewis, number 9. The backs in the veer have to block. Watch him take, he just wraps up number 15.
3 of them.
Smiley, the cornerback. Beautiful block by Lewis, freeing Dindy into the secondary.
Personal foul call on Florida State's going to move it on upfield.
On a dead ball, hitting out of bounds, personal foul against the defense.
The ball is at midfield now. First down for South Carolina. Mike Hold keeps the ball, caught, slapped down for a yard loss. at the 49. Final score, the Southern California Trojans have defeated the Washington Huskies 16-7. And all the Bull Scouts who are here in Columbia, South Carolina, are now on the phone trying to get a hold of Don James and company. Here in Columbia, South Carolina, for those of you who have not had enough football and have come over to join us for the finish of this one, South Carolina Gamecocks 38-18 over Florida State. And in the second half alone, we have had 11 turnovers. Third quarter took an hour to play. Mike Hold, quarterback for the Gamecocks, keeps it and bangs his way upfield. He'll have about 3.5 yards to pick up on the next snap in order to keep possession of it.
The option play in college football puts so much pressure on the defense. It's virtually impossible to blitz the option play, the triple option in particular, because the running back or the quarterback could run out the gate for a touchdown. You have to be careful. You have to limit your defenses when the other team runs, the opponents run the triple option.
3rd down and 4, and teams 1 and 2 have both lost today. And the left tackle, Carl Womble, left too soon, and that'll cost them 5 yards. I would think they'll accept it. Here's the rundown. Washington losing to USC. Texas lost to Houston. And Miami was defeated by Maryland, and I don't have the foggiest idea who's going to be the #1 team right now with a 20-point lead over Florida State. South Carolina might be as good a choice as anybody. Of course, BYU is also undefeated, and Nebraska is always up there in the rankings. And next week, we've got that annual Donnybrook between Oklahoma and Nebraska out in Lincoln for you, plus Texas playing TCU. And the Horned Frogs won again today. It is now 3rd down and 9. Hold drops. He's got a man wide open down the middle, but chooses to go deep with the pass, and it's overthrown, intended for Eric Poole. He had his tight end, Corley, wide open.
Keith, you called it correctly. Corley's over there waving. Give me the ball. He's so wide open.
Shoot, there wasn't anybody within 15 yards of him.
He was crossing over in front of the cornerback, and the cornerback was going deep with the wide receiver, left no one in that area to cover it. Hole was going for the downs.
And so the Gamecocks will give it up with Holloman going back to stand near the 10 for Florida State. And O'Connor averaging just over 40 today. He's had 2 pretty poor kicks, but this is a little better. And no fair catch. And a penalty flag. Oh, look at here.
The penalty is that you have to give the safety man 2 yards once the flight of the ball is downward. And they did not give him 2 yards to catch the ball.
So the penalty will go against South Carolina, and instead of being pinned back on its 16-yard line, Florida State, if they call it a personal foul, is going to be out at the 31.
Catch interference against the kicking team.
Catch interference, it's called. You can see the red shirts are not, they are closer than 2 yards to the safety man. That is illegal.
And it's a 5-yard penalty.
5-yard penalty. Not many fans understand that rule. It's only been in effect 2 years. This is the second year of that rule.
We kicked off at 3:50. We've been playing 3 hours and 10 minutes roughly. 8 minutes. First down out on the 21. South Carolina flagged 11 times for 104 yards in penalties. Kurt Coker. Nope, we've got a new quarterback. It's Danny McManus in for Florida State, and he hooks up over the middle to Hassan Jones for a Florida State first down up on the 49. So we get a 3rd quarterback for the Seminoles, Danny McManus.
And McManus is just a freshman from Sarasota, Florida.
See Jones turning inside, and he's had a bad day.
He did make that one on a 360-degree catch, turned around and caught it.
From the 49, McManus back. He's going to air it out, going big. Double coverage downfield. It is intercepted by South Carolina's Grant Gilliard. Pass intended for Jones. There was double coverage. He never really had a chance at it.
Just a desperation pass. The safety man is playing center field. Gilliard, number 20, makes another great effort as he goes up in the air, and comes down with the ball. We'll be right back after this.
And up the field comes Thomas Dendy. And he goes from the 13 up to about the 22 and penalty flag.
Keith, while we're looking at the penalty, which was blocking below the waist or clipping by the flanker, Florida State came into this ball game with only one interception all season long. One interception out of about 145 or 50 passes.
Well, 3 of the passes resulted from receivers falling down.
Yes, that's right. Good
and
point.
the others have just been Hail Marys.
Yep. I guess they've had, what, 5 interceptions this half? Or
Yep.
6? 5?
I think 6.
The
I lost
flanker,
count.
for safety reasons, the flanker cannot block below the waist. He certainly can't clip coming to the inside.
With a clip
Yeah.
against the offense. First down.
Let's see if we can pick it up.
They have 5 in the last 22 interceptions.
5
They only had 1 in
interceptions, yeah.
167.
1 interception out of 167 passes before tonight.
6:54 to play in the football game, and a 20-point lead for South Carolina, and they're right now sort of looking like they're trying to protect it. This is Renard Brown. After the penalty, the football moved back to the 7, and Brown is caught back inside the 5 near the 3. More scores from Jim. Handoff is inside, and breaking it is Brown. Renard Brown has a first down for the Gamecocks.
Keith, we haven't talked about the offensive line. Little trap play right up the middle. Pulling was Jim Walsh, number 77. He just opens the hole. And Brown, who returned that kickoff, the second half opening kickoff for a touchdown, makes a big gainer and a first down.
I think they're showing, too, Frank, they have great depth in their running backs because they did lose to a broken leg their top runner, Ken Haygood, last week. And back goes by a hole to throw it, and he waited too long, and the pursuit got him.
Keith, we also should mention that South Carolina has lost 3 outstanding defensive starters in this ball game.
Well, Seawright's back in there, isn't he?
Oh, is he?
No,
I
he's
think
not.
Miller has been playing in his position.
I thought Seawright had come back earlier, but I guess not.
Here's the score by Quarters. Who could have anticipated so many errors in the third quarter, leading to 32 points, 55 plays. Put that in perspective, 144 plays in an average ball game. That quarter had 55.
Clock running, and South Carolina looking at second down and about 20. Mike Hole gets it away. It's up for grabs. And hits the turf. Bill Bradshaw was the intended receiver. 2 Florida State men were back there. Eric Riley had a pretty good shot at intercepting it and couldn't do it.
26-38.
Riley, number 8, dropping back, covering deep to Bradshaw. The receiver's assignment is once the ball, he cannot catch it, you become a defender. You prevent the interception. Let's see what Bradshaw does to prevent the interception. Well, he comes right in front of him.
Should have caught that ball.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, that defensive back.
It's third down and still about 20. And penalty again. I think when this game is over, Frank, I'm not going to say a word till I get to Lincoln, Nebraska next week.
Well, we'll have a big one in Lincoln. Remember, we were up there 5-6 years ago when Nebraska won for the first time in Tom Osborne's career of beating Oklahoma, and went on to the Orange Bowl and had to face Oklahoma again in the Orange Bowl.
And that one
With
down
a
there.
good ball. The offense encroaching in the neutral zone when the ball was set.
That one down in Texas is a pretty big one, especially if you're a Horned Frog.
What a job that Jim Wacker has done. Last year's team was 1-8-2. I think they had 2 ties. This year, right now, they've lost 1 game. The SMU, the opening game of the season.
Quite a chase between South Carolina and TCU for the comeback story of the year in the end zone. They've got him. 2 points. Henry Taylor and Isaac Williams broke through, and they knock Hole down in the end zone, and it's now a 38-20 ball game.
And Florida State will receive the free kick. South Carolina will kick it from the 20. Taylor, number 58, is going to blitz right up the middle. The center turns over and takes Jones. The other linebacker frees up Taylor. He comes right in there. You can see Taylor, number 58, along with Isaac Williams, the defensive tackle. They kind of corner him there, sandwich him right there for the safety. 2 points.
4 minutes and 42 by O'Connor. And Holloman backs up to his 22, comes up the middle, breaks free, and he's caught from behind and dragged down at the 46 of South Carolina. This thing is still ticking. Here's Jim. Lines to Jesse Hester, and underthrows Hester. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 now for Florida State. Number 1 Washington defeated by USC in Los Angeles in the Rose Bowl game. Of course, USC's got to still go in there and bump heads with UCLA, but that in effect puts the Trojans back on top in the Pac-10. Number 2 Texas was defeated by Houston today, 29-15. 2nd down and 10. Number 5 South Carolina trying to hold off Florida State's comeback here in the 4th quarter. Hester again out of bounds. 1st down. He picked up 12 yards on that pattern. Well, you know, obviously we're not going to have time for our scoreboard show to run down other scores. Number 3 Nebraska, a big winner today, goes in against Oklahoma next week. You'll see it here on ABC. Number 6 Miami defeated by Maryland's 42-point outburst in the 2nd half after trailing 31-0 at halftime. Number 9 Oklahoma was a big winner today as well. Oklahoma State's playing tonight. 1st down Florida State at the South Carolina 34. 4:25 to play in one of the long games in recent years. Down the middle, McManus throws the ball behind Hassan Jones. And Jones again having trouble on this particular afternoon. One of the upsets today was Rutgers beating West Virginia 23-19. And now the Mountaineers have lost 3.
And the Mountaineers really look good, both against Boston College and Penn State. They got so high for both those games. They just
back-to-back to Virginia and Rutgers. Virginia was a big winner today. 2nd down and 10. They run it up the middle with Snipes. And Snipes gets about 6 yards on the carry, down to the 20. And defends 29-28 where they put him down. Clemson is a formidable foe left for South Carolina in the final game of the season. LSU winning over Alabama today, 16-14. And Florida kicked Georgia sideways today. LSU, right now, if Florida is sanctioned by the SEC, could wind up in the Sugar Bowl. 3rd down and 5. McManus, big play. Goes down the middle, hits Hester. Hard pass, Jesse caught it, and goes to the 19 for a 1st down. Rick Rabune brought him down.
Going back to the LSU win, Ray Perkins has had a tough year. He got the great run of Kerry Good hurt that first ball game, but it's the first time I think Alabama's had a losing season since the year before Bear Bryant went there. If my memory is right, that's 28 years.
Well, things turned around other places other than Alabama this year, too. It's 1st down at the South Carolina 19 now. 3:15 to play in the ball game. McManus throws good to Hester, and Jesse steps out of bounds at the Gamecock 11. Ohio State was a big winner today, while Iowa was a loser today in the Big Ten race. So Ohio State now, if they can, so is SMU. 2nd down and 2 for Florida State. Both these teams obviously bold possibilities. McManus's pass thrown back across the field, complete to Pat Carter. And Pat Carter,
one of the great coaches that we have and one of the finest gentlemen that we have in the coaching profession, Bobby Bowden.
1st and goal from the 3 for the Seminoles. A mix-up. McManus steps. Success. New Mexico success. And now here's success. McManus goes for 2, and he throws the ball so hard that Hassan gave 24. The scoreboard's got 38-26. And the 2-point try was not good. So maybe South Carolina folks are being hospitable here. There's an onside kick try, and it's not going to go to required distance.
Great discipline by the South Carolina team. They didn't go up and fight for it. The ball has to go 10 yards. Now, South Carolina.
The 45 will take over now on the Florida State side of the field, and Mike Holt bootlegs it. And they force him out of bounds. He didn't want to go out, but they forced him out.
6 minutes out in Tempe. This game is
long since.
No, has it yet?
2:56 to play in the ball game. And up the middle goes Dindy. And Dindy turns in another first down for South Carolina for their football team. Their best ever. Mike Holt hands it inside to Quentin Lewis. Lewis, who's fumbled the ball a couple of times today, wraps it up this time and picks up about 5 yards.
All the way, their quarterbacks, both of them have played adequately, particularly Holt.
Up the middle. This is Lewis. And Lewis cracks it close to another first.
His great comment, Keith, that I like, he said that his team aren't very good, but no one's told him. And you know, when you think you're a winner, you play like a winner until somebody convinces you that you're a loser. You play winning football. I think that's the true of great coaches. They develop winners, develop people.
Each team has had 19 possessions in this ball game today. Third down and a yard. Hold fumbles the football, and Florida State's got it.
In the second half. That's got to be some kind of record. I don't care if they do not keep him at the NCAA. I'm going to call it a record.
33-yard line, and Danny McManus back to throw. That one is intercepted. It's picked off.
Well, Hester's just going to run an out pattern. That's just a great play by the strong safety, Brooks. That's how you...
Now all they have to do is just hold on to the football. And they're going to win their night.
Well, Florida State has 3 timeouts. And the game is played, I believe, over at Death Valley.
Yep. I'll check it, but I think you're right. It is. This is Dindy carrying the ball, and he's picked up about 8 on that run. And so this TCU, they're going to let the clock run out. Joe Morrison has set a new standard for South Carolina football. He's won 9 in a row in the year 1984. Florida State will drop to 6-2-1. It is final.